KPBS On Demand is supported by Splatero, helping homeowners pay off debt by offering streamlined access to your home's equity with no additional monthly payments or new debt. Splatero provides a lump sum payment in exchange for a share of your home's future value. Pre-qualification is available at splatero.com.
Today, NPR Tiny Desk is one of the most recognized names in music. The stripped-down performances garner 20 million views a month on YouTube. Almost any current artist you can think of has done one. It's become kind of a rite of passage and a way to see a different side of a performer. It can also be a launchpad for lesser-known artists. In May, NPR announced Bay Area rapper Ruby Ibarra as the winner of its 2025 NPR Tiny Desk contest. She won from a pool of nearly 7,500 submissions, a record for the contest. About 75 of those entries were from the San Diego region. We divvied them up among 5 KPBS staff members, and each of us picked a favorite based on things like songwriting, innovation, musicality and performance, and even creative use of a desk. You can see all of our picks on kpbs.org. But today on the podcast, my producer Anthony and I are going to talk about why we loved our own winners. We loved them so much, in fact, that we gave them a call to learn more about their careers and the songs they performed. And we'll share those conversations too.
It was like I just had built up stuff. So then I just exploded, and I was writing first thing in the morning, go to work, come back home, stay up all night, write more, go to bed, wake up, write some more. So I wrote 8 songs a week.
We're just very tired of hearing music that doesn't represent the people or just very nonsense or just dumbing people down. People want to relate to the music that they're listening to. People want to hear people's stories or struggles.
But first, a little history, because it's a good story. How did Tiny Desk get so huge? The whole thing started in 2008 in Austin at South by Southwest. NPR's Bob Boilen, who started All Songs Considered, and music editor Stephen Thompson went to a bar to see folk singer Laura Gibson. It was so loud in the bar and so packed with people not paying enough attention to the music that Boilen and Thompson decided Gibson deserved a better setting. They invited her to D.C. to perform at Boilen's desk at NPR headquarters. They filmed it and uploaded the video to NPR's website. People loved the simplicity and rawness of the performances, and it attracted big artists. Adele, Yo-Yo Ma, and The National all did Tiny Desk concerts in the early years. The rules? No amplification, no auto-tune. The series really took off in 2014 when the king of auto-tune himself, T-Pain, came to perform with his natural voice, and it blew people's minds.
I'm T-Pain, you know me, time big music, Nappy Bowie.
Since then, Mac Miller, Dua Lipa, and Anderson .Paak have Tiny Desk performances, each with more than 100 million views. Fun fact, the desk is actually not tiny. In fact, it's kind of on the large side. The name Tiny Desk came from an old band Boilen used to play in called Tiny Desk Unit. In 2015, NPR launched the Tiny Desk contest, open to unsigned artists from across the country. The rules are musicians must perform an original song, appear with a desk in the video, and they cannot be signed to a major label. The winner gets to play a real Tiny Desk concert at NPR headquarters in Washington, D.C., goes on a 10-city tour, and is paired with a music industry mentor. It's kind of like a new version of American Idol, and several winners have gone on to major successes. The very first winner, Fantastic Negrito, has since won multiple Grammys. Naya Izumi signed a major label record deal with Sony Music following his win. We were rooting hard for a San Diego winner, but we'll have to wait at least another year. Shua, who you may remember from our second episode, came close and got a shout out on NPR's Instagram page.
Did you put me together, broken?
Still, there were plenty of great entries from our region. Artists creating beautiful work, dreaming of that big break, and trying to find their place in the music world. From KPBS Public Media, this is The Finest, a podcast about the art, movements, and people redefining culture in San Diego. I'm Julia Dixon Evans.
KPBS On Demand is supported by UC San Diego's Art Power, presenting cellist Joshua Roman, performing from his album Immunity, alongside music by J.S. Bach and more. Sunday, June 22nd at UC San Diego's Epstein Family Amphitheater. Reserve your tickets at artpower.ucsd.edu.
Okay, Anthony, tell us about the song you picked.
The video that I picked is for a song by an artist named Aleah Discavage, and the song is called Runaways. So first, let me just play a little bit of it for you.
Lost my job again. I only have one friend. She saw my ass get thrown in the back of a cop car. We laugh at it now. It's what I've always done. Though more traumatic, but more I can make it sound like fun. I think I've had enough. You ain't chains on me. I'm good at burning bridges down. Burn them all to the ground. Sorry if I go in my head. You can't hold me down. The truth hurts. It's what people say that makes reality hell. Is it towards me? Run away, run away. Let's go, let's go, let's go.
What do you think of it?
I love it. I mean, I think what I like about this project, like seeing all these videos, is every so often you'll get one that's just like really good songwriting, right? And that is like the lyrics are complex and it's also really catchy. It was great. And she's just like leaning back in her chair with her feet up.
She does have a very interesting posture with her guitar. I don't think I've ever seen someone play guitar like that. But yeah, I think the songwriting and the melodies are what really drew me to the song. I think that's what I'm always looking for in music. And it's not by mistake that she's gotten so good at songwriting. Like, she's really put her time in. And I think like the story of how she got to where she is now is really interesting. And I really loved talking to her about that. Hello.
Hey, I'm back in my hometown in Mississippi, so it's 90 degrees and very humid and disgusting. So
Oh, wow.
I got really, really used to the San Diego weather, that's for sure.
So when did you move to San Diego?
I moved a year and 3 months ago. My husband is in the Navy, so we got stationed out there.
Do you like it?
Yeah. The traffic is terrible. But yeah, other than that, it's one of the most beautiful places I've been.
That's cool. So can you just tell me about that song? Like, what are the influences for you? Who most inspires you as a songwriter?
It's going to sound really basic, but I love Taylor Swift. I think, I don't know, she's just catchy, but also has like meaningful stuff like in her lyrics. I also love Hozier and Olivia Rodrigo too. And like Paramore. And I like a lot of very not popular indie bands. Preston Maroney and like Crooked Kings. I just turned 25 and I've been writing songs since I was about 6, but I had like crippling anxiety, so I didn't start actually performing in front of people till like about 3 years ago. So it hasn't been very long, which sucks. I wish I would have started way sooner. It took me a long time to realize that I was like somewhat talented. Like there was something there. Like not everybody can sit down and write a song, but also I get really, really insecure about like aging and looks, because if you look at like females, like the age they were when they got famous, it's like 17, 18, or they're like, look like supermodels and stuff like that. So that like really eats at me sometimes. Like just like on TikTok, like posting yourself, it's hard to just look at yourself sometimes. And like I just turned 25, so I feel like I'm running out of time and it drives me crazy. Yeah, I felt like I was too old the moment I turned 19. I was like, it's it for me. I'm done. I'm not 16.
You're good. You're not too old at all, in my opinion.
Thank you.
In my opinion, but I understand like where that comes from.
I feel like a lot of people too, like I didn't grow up with money or support or people who are able to support. So it took me till I was 22 to get into a place where I could start like believing in myself and trying. There's probably so many like kids out there that want like this is their dream, but they have like a crappy home life and can't like get availability. So then they're 22 and they're like, damn it, I'm too old. But that's why I'm happy like stuff like Tiny Desk exists. Like you don't have to have fancy equipment or anything. You can just sit there with a little desk and just go for it. And then people will see you and like you maybe.
It seems like confidence is a big factor for you.
Yeah. I was a gangly thing in high school. So I guess like being like bullied and stuff like that, it like sits with you as your adult, even if you don't want it to. It's just kind of there. And then it's hard to like break out of that. But I'm working on it. They'll get better.
When did you first like start realizing or believing that your music was good?
I was in like a really terrible relationship from when I was 17 till I was 21. And as soon as I finally got away, I just started writing. I would write. It was like I just had built up stuff because he wouldn't allow me to like write or anything or like be by myself. So then I just like exploded and I was writing first thing in the morning, go to work, come back home, stay up all night, write more, go to bed, wake up, write some more. So I wrote like 8 songs a week, just going and going and going. And then I found my sound by doing that. And then I started playing at open mics. And then people just started walking up to me like, oh my gosh, your voice, or oh my gosh, I love that song. And then I was like, wow, that was wrong. I am good. And so, yeah, so that helped, just writing and then sending it to my sister. My sister's like, oh my gosh. My sister's a big part of that too. She really pushed me to keep going.
So you've written like 100 songs at least at this point?
Yeah, my voice memos are crazy. Yeah, I have probably 2,000 of them.
Really? Actually?
Yeah, actually.
Oh my God. You got to make sure you don't forget any great ones.
Yeah, sometimes I will forget.
Yeah.
I go through my voice memos one day just randomly to see if I have like a cool melody or a little ditty in there that's just tucked away. And then there'll just be a whole finished song. And I'm like, wow, 19-year-old me knew what was going on. She did pretty good. And so, yeah, I do that a lot.
So you believe that, like, for example, Runaways is a good song?
Yeah.
Why'd you enter the Tiny Desk contest?
To be honest, my sister begged me to. My husband helped me set it all up, and then I just put myself out there because I am so anxious about, like, how I look and how I sound and, like, all of that. But I decided that, you only get one life, so I might as well record a Tiny Desk and try to be a little bit confident in myself. And I was really proud when I finished it. I know it wasn't as good as everybody else or like as high quality, but I was just proud that I did it.
I mean, it was my favorite of the ones I saw.
That means so much. I was so excited when y'all texted. I was like, oh my gosh, I'm a favorite.
I think like the idea of confidence is so like it's such a factor in whether somebody goes past that point of almost like the point of no return as an artist of any kind. Like the moment that you have to put yourself out there to try and grow, to try and build an audience, to even just like share your art with the world, like you have to believe in it. Like you have to like what you're doing yourself. And I think it's just like really, like it really resonates with me to hear her talk about that because I've gone through it. I've gone through it as a musician. I've gone through it as a writer too. Like, yeah, I felt for her. Also, 2,000 voice memos is wild.
Yeah, I mean, I was pretty blown away by like just the quantity of songs that she's written.
And one of the things I like about Aleah is like she also seems to really know how to write for her own voice.
Yeah, I think one of the things I liked a lot about her compared to the other videos that I watched is I just noticed that a lot of people like tried to push the limits of their capabilities a lot. Like they tried to play like complicated or like difficult parts on their instruments or like sing crazy notes and stuff that just like didn't really sound good because it just like they're just going past where they're at. But her stuff was very simple. Like there's nothing super challenging about the parts, but she just did them very well. And they suited her really well, like you said. And I really appreciate it. She
like jumped octaves and like had like vocal stylings. It's complicated. Like it's not like don't downplay it.
Okay, I don't want to downplay it. No, I'm just like I just come from a tradition of like Ringo Starr style. Because I'm a drummer, so keeping your parts simple and serving the song, which is actually pretty rare. I think it actually does take like writing like a ton of songs
get that
to
maturity.
Come back there. Yeah. Because your instinct is always to like play to the threshold of your ability to always be like almost like showing off what you can do. But it's kind of an advanced thing to like come back, and it sounds good. I like that when people do that. The song itself actually has a pretty good story behind it. I mean, you can hear in the lyrics, it's someone that's doesn't have it all together. They're in a kind of chaotic time of their life, and it is very autobiographical. And she told me everything. She did not hold back.
2 years ago, I went through a very much college girl behavior and going out all the time and making a lot of mistakes and doing a lot of reckless stuff. The party girl era was because of the bad relationship. I feel like if you went through my voice memos, you could like hear it flow. In the song, I say like, I only have one friend. She saw my ass get thrown in the back of a cop car.
I only have one friend. She saw my ass get thrown in the back of a cop car.
That's a true story. I did go through that. So I decided to make the best of it and write Runaways to make myself feel better because I was pretty embarrassed about it all. So I was out with my friend and they had just announced that they overturned Roe v. Wade in the bar. So I was like, wow, that's terrible. And then so we just started getting shots. And then my friend picked me up and she got pulled over. And I started just like freaking out because I thought she was going to get arrested because she was driving. So I was like, you know what? My drunk self was like, I'm going to jump out of the car so I look worse and she'll be let go. And it did work. She got let go. And then I like swung at him.
You swung at him?
Yeah.
Oh,
He's like,
wow.
you need to calm down. And I was like, I looked so dumb. I was in like this hot pink little tank top and like white shorts and some kids. And I'm just like swinging at police officers on the interstate. So that's that. Very embarrassing. But we laugh about it now. Yeah.
So it sounds like you're not in that phase anymore.
Definitely not, no.
How did you get out of it?
I met my husband, and I was like, wow, I'm way happier just watching Shrek 2 with this person. So now if we go out together, and I don't go swinging at cops anymore.
I mean, first off, I was struck by like how honest she is. And I think that's what I look for in songwriting too, is someone who's like gets really raw, and she's like not afraid to tell you about swinging at a cop.
Yeah, I think she's very authentic as an artist. And I think like you can see with the artists that she looks up to, even though they're some of the most famous people in the world, Taylor Swift, Olivia Rodrigo, but also Hozier and these other indie artists, they are very like autobiographical artists that sing about their own lives.
Yeah, and I think like that's one of the things that you and I have talked about before, and like lyrics and songwriting from some of the local artists we've talked about, like the ability to like paint a picture and describe a scene and like turn a song into like real storytelling is so valuable. Like I love it.
Yeah, like I really do think that she's very good at that. So yeah, and where she's at right now, like she's really kind of at the beginning of her career. She's recording this song and a couple others right now here in San Diego. That'll be her first like professional recording.
Nice.
So yeah, I'm really I'm excited to hear this song recorded. I was like coming up with ideas for it. I was like, I want to produce this song. So the official version is coming soon, but with Aleah's permission, I did do a little remix of the chorus just for fun. I couldn't help myself.
Burn them all to the ground. If I go in my head, you can't hold me down. The truth knows it's what people say that makes reality hell. Is it too Let's go. Things are looking up. I think my nerves are calm. I let them kiss me twice.
KPBS On Demand is supported by Latino Legacy Foundation, presenting their Storyteller series, Reach for the Stars with Ellen Ochoa, the first Latina astronaut, former NASA director, and San Diego native, Sunday, June 29th. More at latinolegacyfoundation.org.
Okay, so that was Aleah. So now tell me about your pick.
All right. So I picked this band called The Neighborhood Kids. They had a song they submitted. It's actually a mashup of two songs, Biddy Bomb and Hush, in one video. So let's play it. All right, Anthony, what do you think?
That was really cool. That was impressive. There's a lot of energy. They must be very tired after that. Okay. Yeah, just like a lot of passion. It was cool. They were wearing matching vests. They're a really good pair. They seem like they have a lot of chemistry. The band was really good. The guitar player and the drummer were really good.
And I really loved this like combination of energy like that with total precision.
Oh, yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
Like the delivery, the rhymes, the songwriting. It was just like...
It's very tight.
Yeah, masterful.
Very good.
One thing that struck me also is that you can tell that they're really like collaborative. They're a couple also, which is, I love that. And I love the synergy in the songwriting and just in their performance too, like that back and forth. You imagine like oh, to be able to write like that with someone else, there's like a total intimacy there, just like inherently. And the fact that they're a couple is really cute.
The way that they perform, it's like they're finishing each other's sentences. Like they trade off so seamlessly. It's really cool.
And I mean, that's basically how they write. And I asked them about that, like how they write their songs.
So I'm Verde. I am a songwriter, performer, beat maker here for the Neighborhood Kids.
I'm Amon, the MC, songwriter, performer, and one of the lead of the Neighborhood Kids. The origin story of the band started with Verde and Amon doing shows together. One day we were playing with the kids across the street from us, and somebody told us, hey, I saw y'all hanging out with the Neighborhood Kids. And then it clicked that that should be our name. We formed a band, and we make alternative, revolutionary hip-hop music. And our whole mission is to just better the world through the music that we make.
Where would you say that you are in your musical career as the Neighborhood Kids, as a band?
Oh,
It's a good question. Because it always feels like we're on a mountain, honestly, and we're like climbing it. And sometimes we fall a little bit and then we're still climbing. Like, I could see the top, or maybe there isn't even the top, right? This is just infinite, right?
we do this full time too, and we've been doing this. I think I quit my day job 5 years ago, going on 6 years this year. And we're just really working on everything, our platform, our band, our group, our business, so that from years to come, it leaves it behind a legacy, you know?
Mm-hmm.
If we could start with Biddy Bomb, like, can you tell us about the writing process for that piece?
Yeah, it was a very fun way of writing that one. When we do stuff like that where it's back and forth, you can't not be in the same room writing at the same time with somebody. Like how other songs you could make your verse in a complete different time and space than somebody else. Like this one, you have to be right there. And I don't know if you've ever like played that game where you would draw something on a paper and then you pass it to your friend and they'll draw a little something, and then until you have a full picture, that's basically what had happened. And I think like when you do stuff like that, there's no really way to plan it because you don't know what the next person's gonna think. So it was like just whatever comes, and for the best reasons possible, it is what the song it is today.
I will say, like, doing it together is like such a special thing versus doing it by yourself. I feel like by yourself, there's not really any outside opinion. So you kind of like, I feel like I second guess a lot of stuff like by myself. I'm like, oh, is this good, or is this like the right thing?
And maybe talk about Hush, if you had like a slightly different writing practice, or like what that song means to you.
Yeah, kind of similar. And I will say that was the first one we ever wrote like back and forth like that. And he had that beat for even like
About 8 years
longer.
ago. I had on my laptop that before we were even in a relationship, I bought it off someone years and years ago. And I had like stuff written to it. And it was just such an important beat to me that I was like, this needs something. This needs like, this just needs the right words and the right energy. And I brought out my laptop from the graveyard. It was like it was like my grandma's old MacBook that she used for work that I used to record music on. And I had it like under the bed, like dusty. I had to charge it up for it on. And the beats were on there. And that was the one that I was telling her. I was like, this one it's gonna be the one. And that ended up being Hush. And when you feel that powerfully, like it takes like a while for like you to really like, bring those words into fruition.
I remember vividly, this is what I was going to mention, is that we were like cleaning his mom's backyard, and we were like, I just was playing the beat over and over, and I was like, come on, just like give me a freestyle, and I was like voice memoing it. And
that's how we do like a lot of music, is like we'll keep freestyling it and voice memoing it, and if we felt like, oh, in that one we said something, then we'll write down the couple little golden nuggets from the freestyle, and then we'll write around that.
The way that you're talking about the creative process, it's so free, like literal freestyle is how a song might get its start. But like watching the video, there's like such precision. How do you go from that, like just like organic in the garden, whatever, coming up with something to like nail it?
It is a lot of practice because I feel like when I met him, he is like freestyle king. Like he can rap off the top and it'll sound like you wrote it down. And that's just years and years of practice and like 10 plus years of really putting in like freestyling. You just get really expert level at it. He's really good like at freestyling, I just gotta say. Like, and it definitely just comes out of the soul, really. It's like something your soul is just trying to put out, you know?
Takes and make banks to West Bank. They bang bang and gang bang. They slay trade and slang things like AKs, grenades made to raise flames and make waves that erase pride. It's for the money and the power.
All right, what do you think of that deep dive on their songwriting process?
That was great. It strikes me that it's a pretty unique partnership that they have. And it really does seem like they need something like that, or at least a very close connection and a lot of time together to make songs like this where, like they're saying, it's so back and forth.
Mm-hmm.
And I love the story of them like doing yard work and just like playing the song and just coming up with it, almost like jamming. That's kind of like the songwriting style where you're just like improvising and just waiting to see when something cool happens. And I'm like, all right, that was good. And yeah, I think there's also a really cool parallel to Aleah where Verde was talking about Amon's ability as a freestyler and how it's come from like years. It's just a really impressive skill that he's honed over years.
Right, over years. And voice memos, apparently. This is the theme.
Voice memos are just like the most important like thing in modern music, I think.
I also think, that the way that Verde was talking about self-confidence is also like it factored into their songwriting as a group.
Yeah, I think that's just the beautiful thing about bands to me, and why I love bands, where it's like bands are just like a group of people that come together and make something that no one of them could ever make on their own. It's kind of like bands become a person. Like they morph into one. And I think, yeah, that's a part of it where it's like just finding trusted collaborators where you can make something and you don't know what to think of it, but you can trust their opinion of it.
Right. And I think that these two are also really like-minded in so many other ways. Like their approach to writing songs that are activist in nature, like conscious hip hop. So they have, like, their lyrics address like a myriad of global issues. In that way, like it's very universal and relatable. And also like weirdly applicable on a smaller scale, right? Like you can find things that impact local life and culture.
It's giving Rage Against the Machine.
Oh my God, just you wait.
Okay.
Yeah, and I asked them about like how they think about activism on a global level versus like on a local level.
Our music is like activism for worldwide, because at the end of the day, while borders and religions and governments may be like the divide and the separation, at the end of the day, we're all human. We're under the same sun, the same moon, the same sky. We all eat food. we all have the same basic human needs. So when human rights are violated, I feel like as humans, we should come together to stop that and to be a voice that can speak out for those people, because we all have voices and we all have, whether some people's platforms are bigger, it doesn't matter. Like I really believe in like domino effects of you see somebody stand up, it makes you inclined to stand up. We're very just creatures of evolving with what we see, and learning from the actions of ourselves and others. So I feel like since everybody likes music and it's something that we always wanted to do as just artists, we have to create, even if there was not this platform, or even if there was no internet, we'd still be making music. And people, they want to feel, people listen to music to feel any emotion, whether you're sad, you want a song to make you happy, or something that could, relate your sadness with. And our music on like global activism, it's very much, so many people are frustrated about what's going on, and we take it to our heart and want to speak what people are feeling, because sometimes if you don't have the words to say what you're feeling, sometimes an artist will have that.
Did you have role models or like leaders in activism when you were younger?
It's a good question.
Probably the music we listen to. In school, you learn about like Martin Luther King and Malcolm X, and I don't think you really like understood. I still don't understand like the weight of what they did, but what really hit me was hearing artists that speak out of what's going on. Immortal Technique being one of those, the biggest people that I was really into when I was in middle school to high school, and then KRS-One, preaching knowledge into power. Talking a lot about he has songs about police brutality. He also has songs about the land being stolen from the natives. Rage Against the Machine. I feel like we get that comparison a lot because it's like hip hop with instruments, and I like music where you learn something. It's dope hip hop, good production, and inspires you to think for yourself. Critical thinking skills.
That's the Neighborhood Kids.
Yeah, they are talking about these very, very big issues. I guess you might have the thought, well, how is like music made in a bedroom in San Diego gonna really make a dent in this stuff? But I really liked what he said about like, we believe in domino effects.
Right. We talked a lot about their influences because I was really fascinated by that. They have this really like throwback style, right? And I also thought it was really interesting that a lot of their activism influences, like who inspired them early on politically or to speak out, they're also musical influences too. Not even hip hop per se, but it just speaks to the impact that music with a message has on young people. Originally, when we were setting out to do this project, right, like I hadn't really listened to the one that you had chosen, to Aleah's video, and I certainly hadn't heard your interview. And I just remember thinking from like the thumbnail of the video, these are two wildly different artists. I'm right, their sound is, but hearing the interviews and like seeing some of the like things that happened to both of them, or like the similar approaches, and just like the way that making music has so much, I don't know, like universality is really cool to see, like how similar these were.
Yeah, there are a lot of similarities between them. I mean, for one, they've both spent years perfecting what they do.
Right.
And for both of them, it's really clear that their message and their music is like very reflective of them. And I guess that's something that is really beautiful about local music.
Yeah, love that. It also speaks to like the breadth of the local music scene, right? Like the Neighborhood Kids have been they're like doing this work for a while. They're kind of established. They have a following. And then Aleah is new. Like, she's new to San Diego and, hasn't put out any recordings yet, plays open mics. And it's just like really cool to see not just like the diversity in their styles, but also just like where you can find talent on local stages. It's kind of amazing.
I'm excited to see where they both end up. We'll be watching.
Yeah. What if we have a series that's just like us playing music videos and then we comment along like...
Isn't that what Beavis and Butthead is?
Thanks so much for listening. If you enjoyed the show, please leave us a rating on Apple Podcasts or wherever you listen. It really helps new listeners discover the show. And best of all, if you can think of anyone in your life that might like The Finest, please share it with them. A special thanks to Aleah Discavage and Amon and Verde from The Neighborhood Kids. You can see their full Tiny Desk videos at our website at kpbs.org/thefinest. And a shout out to all 75 San Diego artists who sent in their videos to the 2025 NPR Tiny Desk contest. There truly were so many good entries, and it was tough to pick favorites. You can check out more of them on our website. We're off next week, but in 2 weeks on The Finest, birding is hot right now. We explore this fast-growing subculture, and Anthony goes on a mad dash to see more than 100 birds in a single day in America's birdiest county, San Diego.
The stories of some of these birds that travel 6 days without stopping, shutting down one half of their brain at a time, one hemisphere at a time. There's nothing as amazing, I don't think, in the animal kingdom as bird migration.
The Finest is a production of KPBS Public Media. I'm your host, Julia Dixon Evans. Our producer is Anthony Wallace, who also composed the score. Our audio engineer is Ben Redloss, and our editor is Chrissy Wynn.
KPBS On Demand is supported by UC San Diego's Art Power, presenting cellist Joshua Roman, performing from his album Immunity, alongside music by J.S. Bach and more, Sunday, June 22nd at UC San Diego's Epstein Family Amphitheater. Reserve your tickets at artpower.ucsd.edu.